Ooh, what's up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMG, WTF, LOL, FTWBRB. Welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling 2013. We are playing as the WWE in the year 2015, and we are booking WWE Battleground King of the Ring. The King of the Ring tournament returns tonight. We've been hosting a month-long tournament. It's been about longer than a month. I think it started the final week of June. Could be wrong there, but I'm almost positive about that. Tournament's been going really well. I'm excited for it. It's been a success, I would say. Also, we got a lot of good matches tonight, so let's just not waste any time and let's just jump right into the show, shall we? So we're going to have two pre-show bouts tonight. Our first pre-show bout is the debut of Summer Rae, or I guess technically the debut of Summer Rae on the main roster. We're not going to really call this the debut of Summer Rae. Either way, though, in an awful match, awful match, that was completely devoid of heat, Charlotte defeats Summer Rae with the figure 4. Thank God that this was on the, the pre-show. So Charlotte got a bunch of bonuses. Summer Rae got, like, none. The fans do not like Summer Rae. So, when her contract's up, we'll probably release her. And then the final pre-show of the match, we get a 64C, and a bout that featured great action and average heat. Sheamus and Barrett defeating Ryback and Jack Swagger when Barrett, I almost said bad. I almost connected like bad news and Barrett, the words together. Like I was going to call him that Batterator or something, I don't know. Either way, Barrett defeated Swagger with the Bull Hammer. Interesting enough, Ryback and Jack Swagger have great team chemistry when teaming with each other. The Real Americans 2.0? Maybe? I think so. I think that's what we'll go with. Swagger's improving in performance, and Sheamus is improving in Rumble. The New Americans 2.0. Maybe. They have I honestly did not expect these two to have great chemistry teaming with each other. And then we go to the start of the show. Ooh, this is a little disappointing. I'm going to blame the interference part of it, but I expected you two to have a great matchup. Nonetheless, though, we open up the night with our first round in this, or our first match, I should say, in the semifinals of the King of the Ring, and a bout that featured great action and a good crowd, nerds and geeks. Dolph Ziggler defeating Daniel Bryan, the Intercontinental Champion, with the zigzag following a bit of an interference from Kevin Owens. What? That's right, nerds and geeks. Kevin Owens, the same Kevin Owens who lost his NXT Championship to Sami Zayn at our NXT TakeOver show, has just cost Daniel Bryan the King of the Ring. Why? I guess we'll have to tune in for Monday Night Raw. Either way, the way I would imagine this happening, not exactly how the game is saying it, is I'd imagine at one point maybe the referee taking a bump, and then out of nowhere, like I guess, it'd have to be like perfectly timed, but what I would like to see is pretty much Kevin come in while the referee is down and just pretty much take Daniel and hit him with a pop-up powerbomb before just picking up Ziggler and throwing him on top of Daniel for the 1-2-3 basically. Something like that, but if we're going to go by the game, I guess what we'll have is Kevin Owens comes out of nowhere and just takes a cheap shot to Daniel. Daniel's kind of like staggered. He gets this zigzag 1-2-3. Dolph wins. So road agent notes, there's all that for you. Out of curiosity, I want to see if Kevin Owens is showing up on here at all. No, he's not. Moving on from this, we go to a 46D as Natalia's just hyping up the upcoming battle against AJ, Paige, and Victoria. I'd also like to imagine during this, whole interview, she introduces her new protege, Charlotte. Of course, if you didn't watch the NXT TakeOver pay-per-view, you would have missed the fact that Natalya and Charlotte have now joined forces after Natalya cost Talia Sky a match against Charlotte. Interesting enough, and I'm actually super excited about this because it definitely helps me. Natalya and Charlotte have excellent chemistry together, so that's awesome because I'm not going to lie, I was a bit worried. You always get worried when you set a new manager or a new partner or anything like that, someone without testing them first, and you're hoping to God that it works, especially when you already have a storyline built around it. That makes me very happy to see that Charlotte and Natalya have excellent chemistry together. Now let's just hope that when actually, we already saw Charlotte wrestle. They might not have excellent chemistry teaming with each other, but it's neutral. So Natalya and Charlotte and Natalya can have each other as each other's managers. So we move on to our second semifinal, second semifinal King of the Ring match that does a 74B minus. Again, I kind of would like to see a little bit better here. But either way, in a bout that featured great action and a good crowd, Dean Ambrose, Nerds and Geeks, that's right, Dean freaking Ambrose defeats Rusev with a headlock driver to end the match. And the story in this match has always, it's always been played up that Orton can strike at any moment since, Rusev set him back. And, word, of course, had gotten back to Rusev. And the whole story I would like to see told during this match was Rusev was pretty much just distracted the entire time at the thought of Randy Orton possibly coming out. That his head wasn't 100% in the game, which allowed Dean Ambrose to get the headlock driver on him and pick up the pin to go on, or pick up the win, I guess pin as well, to go on to the finals of the King of the Ring. So now we know that our King of the Ring finals are going to be Dolph Ziggler versus Dean Ambrose. And, yeah. So Rusev's improving in Rumble. That's awesome. Got some road agent notes here. And Ambrose and Rusev doing me good. Only we're really penalized for inconsistency. So moving on from this, we go to a backstage angle that gets an 87B+. Triple H is shown backstage. He was watching Battleground on the TV, so he just watched Dean Ambrose beat Rusev. When Seth Rollins walks in, he goes, "Hunter, I bet you're in a good mood. Looks like you were right about Rusev, though. But honestly, I think he would have won if we never planted the whole Orton thing in his head." And then Triple H just says, "Seth, go talk to Ambrose." What? But why? I mean, Bryan's out of the King of the Ring, so who cares who wins now, right? I care, Seth. You see, Sting is the reason that the King of the Ring has returned, and I'll admit it was a great idea. But I want to be able to rub it in Sting's face that the Authority is still the kings of the ring. And I would just love to see the look on his painted face when either Dolph Ziggler or Dean Ambrose joins up with the Authority. So go talk to Ambrose one last time. And I just imagine Seth just kind of walking out, kind of like, whatever. So Triple H, despite the fact that now, Bryan is out of the King of the Ring tournament, the whole reason he wanted Ambrose or Ziggler to join him, the reason, Rusev's now out of the tournament, this is a little bit more of a personal vendetta for Triple H. He doesn't like Sting. I think we all know that. And since Sting is the reason the King of the Ring returns, well, Triple H would love for basically one of his guys to win the thing that Sting brought back, practically. So moving on from this angle, we then go on to a 53C-. The Goldust versus Stardust feud here. If Stardust was to lose, or is to lose, I guess, he was to basically erase the face paint, and go back to being called Cody Rhodes. But we have a match with some good action and average heat. Stardust was able to defeat his brother Goldust in 12 minutes and 30 seconds with the beautiful disaster, following interference by Simon Gotch and Aiden English of the Vaudevillains? What? Let me explain this real quick for you guys, nerds and geeks. So, a little while back, and this might have gone over some of your guys' heads. A little while back, I had Stardust cut a promo on Sami Zayn, practically saying how, this is when Sami was in the King of the Ring tournament still, and he was fighting Stardust in round 1. And he was talking about how he went to NXT, he saw Sami's show or match and all that, but he also said that he met some interesting individuals down on NXT. Now that could have just been a throwaway line for, a funny little moment, but I always meant it to be kind of a secret hidden message. And you'll see me do that quite a lot, actually. But it's kind of like a secret hidden message that some of you may have caught. Some of you probably didn't, though. And that whole interesting people down in NXT were the Vaudevillains. And, the Vaudevillains was pretty much just Stardust extended the olive branch to the Vaudevillains, said, "Join me." And they did, and they just helped Goldust, or I guess Stardust, um, beat Goldust. So Goldust was actually visibly tiring toward the end. That's interesting. And Aiden English switched to a pretentious artist gimmick, but he got a 44 on it. Oh, that's horrible. Goldust is improving in performance. And out of curiosity, Goldust, wow, he's got star quality. That's interesting. I would have never guessed Goldust had star quality. So, all in all, not too bad of a match. Definitely better than, a D, which is what I was actually worried that this was going to get. So we see Triple H walk, he's back in his office when someone knocks on the door. This gets a 75 B-, by the way. Triple H says, "Come in." Dolph Ziggler walks in. He's obviously annoyed, and he says, "What? What is it now? Is this about the authority thing, dude? You've already gotten your answer. But if I need to spell it out for you," Triple H then goes, "Dolph, just sit down. I saw your match earlier tonight. Great match. Hell, you almost won it." And then Ziggler says, "I don't know what match you were watching, Triple H, but I did win it." "Did you?" Because what I saw was once again Dolph Ziggler giving his all to break through that glass ceiling. But nothing he could do was getting him there. And then he got lucky when the former NXT champion came in and gave him a little help by attacking Bryan. You know what people will say about you, right? You know what people say about you, right? How you'll never break through, no matter how hard you work. You'll always be the bridesmaid. Now think about how hard you can smash that glass ceiling with the assistance of the authority. Look, don't give me an answer now, but give me an answer before the King of the Ring match. And then I just imagine, Triple H walks out of his office of all things while Dolph just kind of stands there like, kind of with like a thinking, maybe confused look on his face, something like that. So Triple H and, Seth still trying to recruit them, still teasing this here. We move on from that to a 57 C-. Not too bad at all. I'm not going to lie, though. I wouldn't have minded seeing a C here. But we have a match with some good action, but not much weighing heat. AJ defeating Paige, Natalya, and Victoria when she actually defeated Victoria. Kind of a little play off of Monday Night Raw, where she was supposed to fight Victoria in a one-on-one match before it was interrupted by Paige and Natalya. She defeats Victoria with the Black Widow. We also had some interference in this as Charlotte distracted Victoria, Paige, and AJ Lee during the match, of course. And AJ made defense number 7 of her WWE Divas Championship. Of course, Natalya and Charlotte with that excellent chemistry together. And look at all these notes. Natalya doesn't have star power or quality. Interesting. Victoria does. So Natalya is literally the only one here that does not have star quality. That's interesting. Moving on, we go to another backstage angle, a 67 C+. Bray, of course, alongside the rest of the Wyatt family appear on the screen, and he says, "It's a beautiful night for war, don't you think, Roman? Just remember, Roman, you asked for this. So when my monsters and I are out there beating you and your cousins to a bloody pulp, just remember, you asked for this." And Leo, tonight, you got an important task right in front of you. Show everyone why Abigail called you the sadistic one. I told you to run, Roman. You should have heeded my advice, because now it's too late to run. We're here. Leo Kruger, as always, looking dreadful in this segment. We got to really work that up. Come on, Leo. Eric Rowan is developing better performance skills. And that "we're here" thing was pretty much just, before the match. Roman and the Usos, I'd imagine, are already in the ring. So we go on to our 6-man tag match, which gets a 67 C+. Again, this pay-per-view's been a little bit disappointing right now. I haven't had many great matches, I would feel. And a bout that featured great action and average heat, Roman Reigns and the Usos defeats the Wyatt family in 14 minutes and 43 seconds when Roman defeated Luke Harper with the spear. Said that weird. Roman off his game. Come on, dude. Jay's improving in performance. Luke Harper's improving in performance. Roman got bonus for star quality and going all out. That's it. To be fair, so did Bray Wyatt. Got charisma and going all out. That's it. Did they get penalized? Because I'm going to be pissed. Inconsistency. Poor gimmick. Poor gimmick. Either way, moving on from this, which it would have done a lot better. We go to an 84 B+. Ambrose is just backstage getting ready for his, King of the Ring match later on tonight when Seth Rollins just walks into his locker room. What's up, Dean? Oh my God, what the hell? You don't even knock anymore? And Rollins goes, what friend has to knock to see his buddy? We're not buddies, so just get the hell out. And then Rollins goes, I will, but before I do, Ambrose then interrupts him and says, is this about the Authority? Let me save you some time. No. And then Rollins says, think about it, Dean. When we were in the Shield, we were unstoppable. And that was you and me, not Roman. Roman could have been replaced with any musclehead. But you and I were irreplaceable. Come to the Authority, and your career will be made. Ambrose then thinks, and he goes, all right, Seth, I'll join you. And then Rollins just goes, what? Really? And then Ambrose just replies, yeah, I'll see you out there, buddy. And then Rollins just super excited says, yes, Dean, you won't regret this before, walking out with just an excited look on his face. So, Dean Ambrose just joined the Authority, it seems like. Interesting, right? We'll see if that has anything to happen, but as of right now, looks like Ambrose is joining the Authority. We won't know until the actual main event, though, unfortunately. Well, not main event. It's not the main event of the night. So we go to a 72 B-. I'm not going to lie. I'm happy to see that this is at least a B-. A B would have been good, or B+, but Leo Kruger was on this, so I wasn't expecting it. Not only that, but every other match has just been a C, so to see a B has finally been good to me. So in a match that has some good action and average heat, John Cena defeats Leo Kruger after all the talk. Cena wins, lol, with the attitude adjustment, and he makes defense number 16 of his United States Championship. Leo was off his game, or really off his game, apparently. That sucks. Cena looked good out there. John's improving in technical skills. Would like to see Leo prove something. Dirt sheet-wise, Kruger just got the bonuses for the manager stuff. Oh, it's high morale as well. Cena getting a lot of good stuff here. I bet Leo brought us down a lot. Really, only 2. That's not that bad, actually. And then we move on to just a video. This is it says hyping up Dean and Dolph, and it is. But this video is more of like to pretty much reflect on the path that both Ambrose and Ziggler took to get here to this spot in the main event, or the King of the Ring main event. So an 80B for that. We then go on to said main event, which gets an 81B. Heck freaking yes. And a bout that featured great action and a good crowd. Dolph Ziggler, nerds and geeks. Dolph Ziggler defeated Dean Ambrose with a zigzag after being turned on by Ziggler. That was weirdly placed. So we also had Triple H distract Dean Ambrose. Ziggler wins the King of the Ring tournament. And allow me to explain to you what the hell just happened. So in this match, I'd like to, the announcers to kind of put over that, well, we heard Dean earlier tonight. I guess he's a member of the Authority. And, of course, both men have been just teasing heel turns for the past couple of weeks. Swerve, though, Ambrose is not a part of the Authority. He did say yes, but off screen, and we'll find this out on Raw, too. Off screen, Ziggler gave Triple H his answer, and, well, I guess let's just say if Triple H had to choose between Dean or Dolph being in the Authority, he's going to go with Dolph. So either way, Dolph now joins the Authority, turns his back on Dean Ambrose, and captures the, what's it called? I can't remember. Captures the King of the Ring tournament. I could not remember for the life of me. So we're going to turn Dolph Ziggler. It was a complete success. And Ziggler is the 2015 King of the Ring. He's improving in technical skills. There is our road agent notes. Ziggler got bonuses. Ambrose got bonuses. This was just a great freaking match. Only negatives were title prestige and the odd heel combination. This is great. So we then go to an angle featuring Ziggler and Triple H, and this does a 90. Holy hell. Ziggler doing good for us all of a sudden after that heel turn. After just winning the match, we see a throne is being brought down to the ring or carried down to the ring by some muscleheads. I forgot to mention this. I knew I would, which is why I put it in here. During the match too, when Dean and Dolph were fighting, I'd like to imagine that the flooring was pretty much that nice little red carpet that they use sometimes for like highlight reel segments or contract signing, stuff like that. Just to kind of add like an element of, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but a nice little element there to where it's like, oh, this is a big deal. They got the red flooring for this because it's the King of the Ring. So either way, it's already fitted to look kind of like, a throne room in a way. The announcers, are putting over Dolph Ziggler is the new King of the Ring. Triple H shakes Dolph's hand, raises it in the air. Ziggler then takes a seat in the throne as Triple H places the crown on top of his head. And then those people, same people that carried the throne in, now carry the throne back out as Ziggler is still sitting on it and Triple H follows him to the back. Well, I'd like to imagine the announcers like, just what did we just see? Pretty much. Just completely dumbfounded by the fact that Dolph Ziggler has just joined the Authority. All right, 90A, that's awesome. And then we go to a music video just hyping the upcoming tag team title match, our semi-main of the night, Upper Cats versus Kane and Big Show. We go to the actual match, which was a 68C+. Oh, come on! You've got to be kidding me. No. This did very, very mediocre. This is average at best. Come on, guys. This should have been a freaking B- at least. Why did this do so... it's irritating. And about that featured great action and average heat, the Upper Cats retain the WWE Tag Team Championships against Kane and Big Show when Cesaro defeated Kane with the Cesaro swing into the dropkick. Okay. So the Upper Cats make defense number 6 of their tag team titles. Cesaro is the only one who made some improvements, both in technical and flying. There's our road agent notes. And here's the dirt sheet. Big Show got a good amount of stuff, as did Kane, as did Tyson Kidd, as did Cesaro. So what happened? Kane, stamina, declining ability. Kane's the one who really hurt us, it seems like. A part of me feels like maybe I should have made it a 16-minute match, but this is a little disappointing. We then just go to a music video hyping up the upcoming match of Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho. Does this in 80B. And then we end off the night with a 90A. Holy shit. I don't think we've gotten an A rating yet. And if we have, I don't remember. And 90A, I think this is our best match yet now. Yeah, it has to be, because I think Cena and Sheamus was an 83B. Wow, a 90A. Hell yes. And a bout that featured great action and a good crowd, Seth Rollins defeats Chris Jericho in 20 minutes and 12 seconds with a Phoenix Splash, making defense number 4 of his World Heavyweight Championship. So no interference, no tainted finish, no nothing. Seth Rollins wins clean. And that's the major story here, because everybody has been saying that Rollins is only WWE champion because the Authority wants him to be. They always come out and make sure he wins, but not tonight. Seth Rollins proved to everyone tonight that not only can he take a legend like Chris Jericho to the limit, but he can take him to the limit and beat him at his limit. So a 90A. And let's look at the road agent notes there. Oh, road agent notes. I meant booking details too. I always forget. No, I don't think you guys want me to show that. That's road agent notes. Never mind. Dirt sheet. So we got Rollins with his charisma, star quality, good gimmick, and high morale, or momentum, excuse me. Jericho's got a charisma, star quality, high morale, good gimmick, and high momentum. Being well booked. The only really negatives here was we had a burnt out crowd, unfortunately, and Jericho's declining physical ability. Moving on, though, what did we get? This makes me so happy to see that. I'm not going to lie to you, nerds and geeks. I got a little worried with all those average ratings we were seeing. I was like, we're going to lose popularity. This is going to be one of the worst shows we've done. But nope. Seth and Chris Jericho came back and helped me out. They're definitely getting a good speech here. The show increased our popularity in all 36 regions, got an 84B+, and we're just going to go ahead and do this real quick. So Seth Rollins, we're going to praise him on a great performance. Chris Jericho, we're going to praise him on a good performance. And Dolph Ziggler, we are going to compliment him on a good performance. So let's make the speech. So Seth Rollins was pleased, Jericho was pleased, and Rollins was pleased. Ashley Reed, everybody. Mr. IPW. That was a good pay-per-view. Well, no, but it was and was not a good pay-per-view. It was a good pay-per-view in the sense that Rollins and, the main event kind of shows with Ambrose and Ziggler and Rollins and Jericho saved the day. But besides those two matches, I have a hard time saying it was a good pay-per-view just because a lot of matches disappointed. I think our only other match that got a B besides the King of the Ring finals and the Jericho Rollins match was Ambrose and Rusev. I think every other match was really just a C. How the hell did D'Lo Brown winning the CCW tournament beat my pay-per-view? How? Let me look at this CCW tournament. Got a 60C. How? Get out of my face. My matches are way better. Looks like the Solar is going to be retiring. Let's go into here real quick. We got some minor morale issues. Aiden English, most likely because he sucks and had a horrible gimmick change. Oh, look at this. New Japan has made a contract extension to Kyle O'Reilly. That's fine. I don't care. Got a 7. That's actually really good. So, out of curiosity, before we end this show, I want to go to the top 100. Battleground is now rated as our best pay-per-view for one. It has tied with 2 of our Monday Night Raws, but because it's a pay-per-view, most likely is why it's at the top. And then our best match is Seth Rollins and Chris Jericho at Battleground. That is awesome. Did not get the best it actually got the worst buy rate of all our pay-per-views so far. The best pay-per-view, worst buy rate. What a shame. That was just actually, I don't know why I said, okay, why did I go here? Top 100 is where I wanted to go. Didn't get the worst buy rate. That was just the attendances. Buy rate wise, TakeOver technically, but without counting TakeOver, it still got the worst buy rate. What a shame. So let's tour the company since I just showed it off real quick. Pretty good. Pretty good. Dolph Ziggler, wow. Either way, Nerds and Geeks, let's end off this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor. Leave me a comment, like, and subscribe if you have not already. And as always, my name's been OMG, WTF, LOL, FTW, BRB. And I'll see you, Nerds and Geeks, in our next episode, which will be the start to, the start to our next pay-per-view, which is SummerSlam, the build-up, I guess. So as always, Nerds and Geeks, my name's been OMG, WTF, LOL, FTW, BRB. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor, leave me a comment, like, and subscribe. And until then, I'll see you guys later. Have a good day.